incredible first season. I have to thank everyone for their endless support when it comes to Sincerely V. Of course, Aya Morrison for lacing me in the trendiest looks this entire season. Oh Yes Feminine Wash, and of course Exotic Trends. Back in the States, I used YouTube as the median for women to get through to me and for me to give my advice anytime they needed. So for ETV to give me such a platform for Sincerely V, it's been amazing. And this episode, we're taking you back from episode 1 to episode 6. I've had Zilla Rockstone, Efia Odo, Lady J. I've had Mami Ajay. You guys know her from An African City. And of course, the amazing Caritas Ayer. Take a look.
It's about my perfect man, my perfect wedding at all. I'm a very practical person.
Okay.
My upbringing was very practical. So I do not, as it were, waste time indulging in thoughts like that, you know. So it's not like as though I sat and I was thinking, oh, my guy has, not at all.
Okay.
And I'm pretty spontaneous.
Okay.
And so I go with the flow.
Right.
So if you would ask me what's my type, who is my type, like, you know, physicals and all of that,
changes,
I cannot say. I do not have, I just do not have that, you know, that he has to be tall, he has to be, no. It's not part of my vocabulary.
So you just, it was like, whatever makes you happy in a sense.
Exactly. It's freestyling, like just embracing whatever comes, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have a stereotype, you know, to try and make someone fit into, not at all.
That's good, because that, I think we all try to impress everyone else. A lot of people try to, instead of just doing what they generally want to do and what makes them happy.
Exactly. True. And so it's about listening to each other, because sometimes we are talking, we are arguing. Reggie knows I'm making sense, you understand, but maybe he's just been trying to be stubborn.
Yes.
Eventually he would concede.
Right.
We are arguing. I know he's making sense. I'm just saying whatever it is, you know. I listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
I would, you know, I would take a back seat and do as. Basically, we listen to each other, we respect each other, our each other's opinions, how we feel. But not to say we don't quarrel. Yes, we do quarrel. We do actually a lot of times. But it's the ability to move on.
How are you able to balance being a wife, being a mom, obviously being a sister to your siblings, and still having your own independence in a sense? Because it's not easy.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Sometimes you wear different hats like every minute.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel so tired. I'm like, Reggie, I'm tired. I'm just so tired. I want to go away. I'm like, why do we have to work? Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do? I guess it's seeing the kids. We have 3 kids.
Yes.
So seeing them, seeing their school fees, knowing that you have to pay school fees, they have to get an education, because I'm on the education, you know, so strictly I'm always fighting with them about studying and everything. Seeing all of that, seeing where I've come from, and even when I met Reggie, where we were at and trying to build and everything, and not wanting to go back, but wanting to always go up, is enough to like drive you, like to push you, you know. So it's, you know, 1 minute, because I don't want anywhere to fail. My household has to be on point. My business has to be on point. Reggie has to be on point. Well, recently I've also adopted VVIP. So
they have to be on point.
So they are my other husbands. I was telling my bar manager Bridget, I'm like, my other husbands as well.
Comfortable in your own skin.
Yes, very
You're
comfortable.
not afraid to show your body.
Nope.
You always say you were born naked, so why not just be naked?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But is that who you want to be? Think 10 years from now, 15 years from now, or when you have kids, is that how you want to be remembered? Because you've moved back, in a sense. You're getting into the industry. You're getting into acting. Do you not think that it's going to be a one-track mind that people are going to have when it comes to even like getting roles in a movie? You understand?
Well, I understand that, but just because you have to get to know me. And I guess being on TV, you get to know me. You feel me.
Right.
I'm not about sexual things, or maybe I'm portrayed that way because of how I am. I can dress sophisticated today, and I can dress like a whatever tomorrow.
Right.
I can dress like a boy today. I can dress like an old lady tomorrow. It's just, I have different characters.
Right.
And that's even why I feel like the whole acting thing is in me, because I can portray different roles, different things, from the way I dress, the way I eat, the way I talk. So I don't want people to see me as just this sex object, or I'm looking for attention, or
that. And
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you it's easy. It's not. It's really hard. But then you have to pray. It's very important. And you need to believe in yourself as a woman and as a female and as a girl. And you need to believe that you matter. Once you believe you matter, when you're going through something like this, you won't let it over you. I bet you get what I talk. Yeah. Basically, you have to believe in yourself and love yourself so much that you realize that whatever anybody is doing to you that you believe is bad is bad.
Right. And what are your last words for any young girl that is watching right now and is aspiring to be just like you and to have that confidence that you give off?
Well, I mean, I think it's crazy to me that anyone would want to be just like me, because I feel like I'm a work in progress.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm not anywhere near where I should be. But I think it's just believing in yourself and every day finding a way to overcome something, you know, finding a way to be less fearful.
Right.
Because I was a very fearful person. You know, I didn't take risks. And you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
And believe in yourself and never let anyone tell you you can't do something. You know, it's just, you have to find the strength within yourself to just close your eyes and do it.
Yeah.
Because the moment you jump over that hurdle, you become stronger, because you're like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. And every day, once you're jumping over hurdles every day, there'll come a point when you fear nothing.
Yes.
You know, and I'm looking forward to getting to that point. But I really feel like I've made a huge stride. So it's like, that's the only advice I can give anyone. Just do it.
Okay.
If you feel something passionately,
go for
just
it.
go for it. Just
Right.
go for it.
But then you were an only child.
Yes.
So were you more pampered by mommy? Because it's only you and mommy.
Yeah, it's only characters and mommy. So I'll say I was pampered a bit.
Okay.
But I saw the hard part of life as well.
Okay.
So it was like that.
Right.
It wasn't stable.
Right.
And when I call pampering, mine would be the fact that maybe I'll get a raise in my daily
allowance.
Yes, that's my pampering.
Okay. Like you didn't grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth. No. You know, for those, I actually sat down with Tata's last week and we had lunch because I wanted to get to know her a little bit more so that I can get the viewers more in tune into your life. Yeah. How would you say not being raised with a silver spoon in your mouth has made you a better woman today?
You see, when you're not being raised with a silver spoon, you know what life is about. You actually grow up so fast, even when you're 10.
Right.
Yes. So in this sense, I'll say that I have seen a lot of things that some people haven't seen.
Yeah.
And I would go the extra mile to do a lot of things instead of sitting at like one place.
Right.
And then I would also say that as a person, I have had the shaky and the smooth, but my shaky has been more than the smooth. I mean, most people had their 3 square meals a day.
Yeah.
If I eat in school and I come home, that's it.
Wow.
Because then, you know, if mom comes back with those times we used to have the 5 CD, the 5,000 notes.
Right.
Yeah, so she has 10,000. She has to use 5,000 for work the following day. I have to use 5,000 for school. So you have to sleep like that, else you're not going.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes I know I hurt feelings, but I just want to pass a message across. I can't sugarcoat it.
Right.
Because this generation, we don't need sugarcoat it. We need it so hard.
Real, right.
So I'm myself on every platform, from Instagram to Twitter to Facebook. If we are sleeping and we are hungry and we are left with just coins, you are going to know we have only just coins.
You tweet it all from your transportation when you're, you know, in your truck seat.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have the funniest stories. So it's like, it's not like someone's going to be like, oh my God, she's on a trotro or what.
No.
Your stories are hilarious. From the guy sitting next to you with the cologne. Like, I think that was the other day.
I mean, he had his perfume was so serious. I knew I would suffocate before we get to Medina.
Oh my
but
God.
I managed.
But you know what I like? I think people are drawn to you, especially because you're so real.
That's it.
And you're not malicious. You say it as it is.
Oh, you need to say it as it is.
Right. You felt judged for being a single mom. And
yes.
how do you handle the criticism?
I think mine would probably be the fact that I had it when I was in the industry, you know, because Caroline, I know she's beautiful, she's this, she's that, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, she's pregnant and the guy doesn't even want it. So who is it? Could be a married man, could be, you know, it was all sorts of stories, too many names coming up. People just wondered. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, I kept asking what I did really, because I'm also not the person that has negative press.
Right.
I've never really been in the news. I'm not there. Like, I'm not even interested. So for all of this to happen and for these people to just come at me like that, I was like, okay, it can be anybody at any time. Yeah. So I felt judged. I felt people were unfair because I watched shows on TV that were talking about me and the fact that I don't even know who my baby's dad is.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Which
some people thought I did.
Is.
You know, he's not even popular. So at the end of the day, even if I mention his name now,
no one's gonna know him.
Thank you, except the people that know him and know us from back then.
Jaden is somehow affected because he doesn't have a father role model. Because I know you've also said before that you don't allow just men to randomly meet Jaden.
Exactly.
But he doesn't have that father figure. Do you feel that that's affected him in any way?
Okay, I mean, some people would say that if you want to just get to a woman or a single mom or something, you might as well just go through the kid. Mm-hmm. In my life, it has to be the other way around. I need to check who will be there at any point in time, you understand? And I don't think Jaden is affected anyway. I mean, Jaden meets people, we get home, and he talks about those people the whole time to my mom. Yeah. You understand? But it's funny, there's something I've realized that anytime we meet his dad, we go home.
He doesn't.
He just tells my mom, oh, I met my father, blah, blah, blah. And
how has motherhood changed you as a woman, even as a daughter, because, you know, to your mom?
I know my mom is sometimes, you know, surprised at some of the things I do, you know, and how...
Because one thing people don't... Yeah. You're not a party girl. And you're still young in a sense. You're not, like, old. But
I'm old. I'm 30. I'm almost 31 now.
But that's still not old. But you're not out partying every weekend. Yeah. You're very it's funny. We always see you with your son most of the time.
Most of the time I'm home,
So, like I was saying, how has motherhood changed you?
Well, I think it will be just the fact that this time around my thoughts are geared to some more serious issues and more serious things that I can do or, you know, have to do for this human being. You understand? And responsibility is there. And you need to be very, like, up and going.
How diverse were each of the ladies, right? So, of course, Zilla Rockstone proved that you can be a wife, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. You can basically have it all and be a woman. Amazing. When it came to Efia Odo, I got a lot of flack for her interview, but what I wanted people to see was a different side of her. She's not just an Instagram celebrity. There's so much more to her, and that was my reason for having her on Sincerely V. When we get back, we're going into the second half of the season. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the last episode of the first season of Sincerely V, my baby. This season, I've been honored to have so many incredible women, and part 2 was just as interesting as part 1. I had everyone from everyone's voice that everyone loves. Caroline Sampson. I had Nunana Owuno. I had the pleasure of having the former First Lady of Liberia, Jewel Taylor, and of course ETV's own Fati Shaibu Ali. Take a look.
The
the past few months, if whoever tracks So Aesthetics or Sasha on Instagram, you have been on an amazing weight loss journey. Like, amazing. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And what inspired you to want to lose weight?
Well, you know what? I started working out like a whole year.
Okay.
But everybody sees it, like everybody saw the transformation like maybe a 3-4 months.
Right.
You know, but I started a year ago, and what motivated me was because I've had my kids, you know, and I woke up one morning and I remember I took a picture and I didn't like what I saw.
Okay.
And I wasn't eating healthy. I was staying up late, eating junk on my laptop, on my, you know.
Right.
And it's just a lifestyle. I just woke up one morning. I said that was it. I called the guy. I said, you know what? I want to change. You know. He said, okay, you ready? I said I was ready, and that was it. I know people who just use a regular bar of soap and have amazing skin.
Yes.
I know people who use the most expensive. I know people who use the most expensive. It doesn't do anything for them. So you kind of know, like, you know, wipes, nothing's gonna happen to you.
Exactly.
There are certain people, they know wipes they're gonna break out. So why do you want to go through all that in the
Exactly.
morning?
It's
Go
true.
wash your face. So if you kind of know your skin, you know what to do.
Right. Okay.
I'm not here to judge.
No. Well, you know what? Spoken word in Ghana, how respected is it as a career?
You can't make money off it
You
in
can't.
Ghana at this point. I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it is for us now. Most of us do it as, you know, a hobby because we love doing it.
Right.
So most of the shows you even go for, you don't get paid for it or compensated. Maybe you get transportation or
Right.
like, you know, food and stuff like that. But people, it hasn't gone to, we're not like, we're not regarded as artists. Like, you know,
Right.
how, you know, Shatawale or like,
Yeah.
you know, would go on stage and they would pay him all this money.
Right.
We're not at that point yet. And I think it might take us a little while to get there.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do
Yeah.
you think there will be a time when it's respected enough that you guys will get paid, and it could be someone's full-time career? Because obviously overseas, people make a living off of this.
Yeah, I know somebody who doesn't work but does that full time.
You see?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I feel like it would get there, but it is up to us spoken word artists in Ghana to kind of push for that.
Right.
Because, you know, because we want exposure, we'll say, okay, we'll go do it for free.
Right.
But if we start attaching some seriousness to it and, you know, the whole business side, I feel like we're going to be more respected and our demands are definitely going to be met.
Right.
So
Last words for any young girl out there. It doesn't, just any young girl. What are your words for that girl?
every young woman is beautiful. And they should see that. And I feel like we should be uplifting to other women as well.
Right.
All that backlash and gossiping is not necessary.
Right.
Maybe God used that opportunity to change me to be what I am today, that would have been able to work on the platform that I am, because politics is a very tough game.
Right.
And I think when I became First Lady at 34 years old, a young person not even knowing anything about politics, I would probably not have been as good as I am now. You grew up in a society where you're taught from the earliest stage that you serve. You're a server. You serve your parents, you serve your father, you serve your brothers. And when you grow up, you serve your husband. And so you must listen to him, find out what his wishes are, and try to make him happy.
Right.
And that is how most girls are brought up. And so coming into politics is completely something that is not part of our nature in the political sense of the word. But then when you look at the other side, you realize there's an old terminology that says the hand that rules the cradle rules the world.
Right.
The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Today, I'm being inspired, and I know you are, because Senator Jewel Taylor is right here. We've been talking about everything, and I love the female empowerment, the woman empowerment. But before we get back into that, I want to go back to your husband, the love of your life, who was once the love of, is he still the love of your life, Charles Taylor?
And you know, funny thing, love is funny. You can't switch it off.
You can't.
It's not like a light switch that
Really?
you can switch off and on.
I was actually talking about that today. Like, I was thinking, you can, but the feelings are still there.
Real love lasts a long time, and I met him at 18 years old, and I fell in love with him. Our first son is 32 years old, so he's been a mainstay in my life for a long time.
Yes. Become your own. You're becoming your own. You want people to know you for who you are, because there's more to your story. So just to know you as Jewel, in a sense, not just Charles Taylor's wife.
I know.
Right?
I'm praying that I'll get there one day.
No, I think it's already happening, which is, I think, amazing for you, because I know that's definitely what you want. So right now, what are you up to?
Well, I took advantage of an opportunity, not being a politician, know, not knowing anything about politics, but having a desire to serve and to make a difference. I think this is what drives me.
Okay.
And so in 2005, I went into the process not believing I was going to win. I was just trying it out, and then I actually won.
How can we encourage women to be team players?
And we must start with our young daughters. Because look at girls. Even if you buy a toy, it's a doll baby. Yeah. It's a interpersonal thing. Right. You learn to take care of this child. This is your job.
Right.
But boys are learning Scrabble. They're learning football. They're learning a lot. So we must stop stereotyping girls and boys in our homes.
Okay.
And let the boys wash some dishes sometimes, and let the girls go play football.
Right.
I admire those girls that are playing football, because then you're learning what it takes for team spirit, which is important. How can we bond as women? How can we trust one another? Because you will find out that on the political scenario, many women don't vote for women.
Yeah.
And that's the saddest part of what we do, because they'll say, oh, they get elected and they forget everybody else. Right. But where's that support that you need? So we must start to talk about it. We must start to change the way we behave. Right. And then encourage girls to get into those places where they will learn a little bit more. Right. What do you need to learn?
Right.
What do you need to know in politics? And then work towards it.
Right.
It is hard work.
It is. Let them know it's hard work, because people think, people in general think everything comes so easy. I'm sitting here because I just got a show. You're sitting here because you just got a quick opportunity. But everything takes hard work and dedication.
It does.
Yeah.
I became First Lady in 1997.
Right.
And next year will be, 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Will be 20 years since I got into politics. It's been 20 years of hard work, dedication, sacrifices. But I realized that your life is worth nothing if you don't bring other people along. So I've tried my best to empower not just young girls, they are my focus, but I do find those special boys out there that I know also need some help.
Right.
Because those girls married to the young men that we're talking about, in the end, is about families. And so I go out and I provide educational opportunities. It's all this foundation does. Ghanaians around the world come home. They build their houses here, even if they're working abroad. They pay their taxes here. It is about creating a country that their children will come back to, regardless of where they are.
Right.
And this is what I wish for Liberia.
And you know what? We wish it too. We know it will happen. We are praying. I think with women like you who are so strong and empowering and grounded, it's all possible.
Amen. If you take how well I have done on TV, you think I started with TV, but I actually did radio.
Why not? Because you said you enjoy writing. You could have been an author. Why in particular, what does journalism do to you that every morning you wake up and you're loving what you're doing?
Journalism makes you tell people stories that they otherwise wouldn't have the world hear, because they don't have the opportunity to send their stories across or information across. Journalism could help you set an agenda, positive agenda, for something good to happen in society, in a country. And I felt if I'm not able to be a lawyer, to defend people, to make sure justice is served, I can very much also tell people stories, to have someone take charge of whatever problem there is and solve it for them.
Right.
The plan was for me to pose as one of them. This was to gain me exclusive access to the prostitutes and some of their clients. So I got the makeup artist to help me look the part. At 10 p.m., I was ready to go make some money. My crew and I got to Medina at about 10:30 p.m. and business was already in session. In less than 2 minutes, I got noticed. My first client, who really sent shivers down my spine, was a taxi driver.
Mommy, how are you? How is business? Fine. Sit in the car and let's have a How much will you take for a show?
20 cities.
Why are you angry? Or is it because you are beautiful?
Do you see prostitutes in a different light?
I do.
You do.
I do. And as I said, I see greed as greed and maybe laziness. But excuse my language, having sex is not, is not an easy thing.
Right.
Anyway. So I'm not so much into the laziness part of it, but I think it's just greed. And for the children, I think they just don't know better.
And unlike other professions, like being a doctor, you know that when you're starting off as a doctor, this is how much I'm going to earn and all that. You already know it's in the public domain. But journalism, it's almost like you need to prove your worth to get the dough. And you cannot just prove your worth in a day.
Nope.
You need to do a series of consistently good stories.
Right.
Before you're able to sell yourself as a serious journalist.
It's true.
So it takes a lot to make it as a journalist all over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world.
Wow. That's all I'm actually speechless because the first season I didn't know what to expect, but the love has been so real and I'm excited for season 2. Another huge thank you to everyone who's been a part of Sincerely V, from the camera crew, my makeup crew here at ETV, JOT, of course my amazing sponsors, Aya Morrison, Exotic Trends, and Oh Yes Feminine Wash, and of course the viewers. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. You have to stay tuned. I have so much more coming in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, you can get through to me on Twitter at Vanessa_Gyan, on Facebook, Vanessa Gyan. You can contact ETV. We're here for you. And for those who haven't picked up their gifts, they're waiting for you right here at the ETV studios. I'm so excited to have this platform and I cannot wait for season 2. Love you guys. Sincerely, V.